NASA has always symbolized humanity's reach beyond the stars, ambition in its purest form. Since its founding in 1958, it has launched men to the moon, sent rovers to Mars, and reached the edges of our solar system. Its missions represent exploration, discovery, and the hope of finding something greater. But what if those same missions, those future plans, end up destroying what we already have? What if, in chasing the stars, NASA is putting Earth in danger? What if NASA's future plans might make Earth uninhabitable? At first, the idea sounds outrageous. NASA is not a weapons agency. It doesn't drop bombs or drain oceans. Its motto is for the benefit of all, and its science is world-renowned. But here's the truth: every large-scale technological leap carries unintended consequences. And some of NASA's boldest plans, meant to save or inspire humanity, may ultimately backfire in ways we don't fully understand. Let's start with one of NASA's most ambitious goals: colonizing the Moon and Mars. On the surface, this is about survival, building a backup Earth for humanity. But the push to make another planet livable requires enormous energy, materials, and launches. NASA is partnering with private companies to build massive launch infrastructure on Earth. This includes rocket manufacturing, testing grounds, and multiple launch pads in sensitive environments. Each rocket launch releases hundreds of tons of carbon dioxide, black soot, and alumina particles. These emissions don't just vanish, they build up in the stratosphere, where they reflect sunlight and trap heat in the upper atmosphere. Unlike airplanes, rockets deposit pollution above weather systems, making it harder for the planet to clean itself naturally. If rocket traffic increases dramatically, as NASA expects by 2030, we could see global temperature shifts and ozone depletion from space tourism and deep missions alone. Then there's the issue of space debris. NASA, SpaceX, and dozens of agencies have launched thousands of satellites into orbit. While most of them serve communication, weather, or research functions, they're cluttering Earth's low orbit at an unsustainable rate. Over 27,000 pieces of trackable space junk currently orbit our planet, and that number is increasing daily. NASA is leading orbital monitoring, but the cleanup solutions lag far behind. If one defunct satellite collides with another at high speed, it creates a cascade of debris, called Kessler syndrome, where each collision triggers more, like a chain reaction of destruction. Eventually, this could trap us on Earth, making future launches impossible and threatening communication networks, GPS systems, and even emergency response infrastructure. Now consider geoengineering experiments, ideas once considered fringe but now gaining interest. Some scientists and policymakers propose using space-based reflectors to cool Earth by bouncing sunlight away. Others propose launching aerosols into the stratosphere to mimic the cooling effects of volcanic eruptions. While NASA is not actively pursuing full-scale geoengineering today, it is conducting climate modeling and atmospheric simulations that could pave the way for such interventions. If used recklessly, or by the wrong hands, these experiments could destabilize the climate further, triggering droughts, monsoons, or acid rain in unintended regions. Geoengineering is not precision science. It's planetary surgery with no undo button. Then there's NASA's planned mining of the moon and asteroids. Extracting resources from celestial bodies sounds futuristic, but the planning is underway. NASA's Artemis program includes partnerships to map and exploit lunar resources. The idea is to mine water ice for rocket fuel and extract rare metals from asteroids. But even space mining has consequences on Earth. It encourages global competition for off-world territory. Countries may rush to claim zones on the Moon or Mars, igniting a new era of colonialism, corporate exploitation, and international tension. And those materials, when brought back, could flood markets, destabilize economies, and expand Earth-based environmental destruction to new extremes. Finally, there's a long-term issue no one wants to talk about. Escape ideology. As NASA makes life beyond Earth seem possible, some politicians and billionaires are treating Earth as disposable. Why save the planet, they ask, when we can just leave it? This dangerous mindset deprioritizes climate action, forest conservation, and sustainable development here on Earth. If the narrative becomes Mars is the future, then Earth becomes the past, and neglected as such. None of this is to say NASA is evil. NASA is filled with brilliant, passionate people working to expand humanity's knowledge and survival. But science without oversight, without reflection, can become dangerous. We need to ask difficult questions before it's too late. Can we launch missions without poisoning the sky? Can we explore space without filling it with trash and weapons? Can we mine the moon without igniting wars back home? Can we preserve Earth while dreaming of the stars? Because if we don't solve these questions now, NASA's future plans may not save us. They may leave us with no home to return to.